Hi, my friend Mumbaikars and my fellow esteemed followers. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic, and this is very closely related to the municipal elections of Mumbai, which are around the corner on the 15th of next month. Many a times I've noticed even nice and good people, educated people, civilized, literate, educated, whatever you want to say, but they also given command like this. They say, what difference it makes? One vote, it hardly matters. The fact is, it does matter. This mindset needs to be changed. We at Ram Rajya will do our best. We will strive for the best of this city, and we want you to understand and relate why it is so important in the democratic process that we have the polls and yourself to be close together and to have the right kind of attitude. Listen carefully, pay attention to the numbers. It will be making a register in your mind why it is so important. Please do listen carefully.
Mumbai's BMC handles a budget of almost 60,000 crore rupees a year for just one city. And every corporator elected for 5 years influences how that money reaches your gully, your building, and your daily life. Mumbai, the mega city. Every year, one city, Mumbai, controls a budget of nearly 60,000 crore rupees through its municipal corporation, the BMC. This one budget decides your water supply, the condition of your roads, your local hospital, your kids' school, and even how quickly your garbage is picked up. But most of us either skip the BMC election or treat it as less important than an assembly or Lok Sabha vote. In this video, with real data and expert analysis, we are going to show why your single BMC vote is actually one of the most powerful votes you ever cast. Mumbai runs on numbers: population, crores, kilometers, density. And today, we'll see how each of those numbers is directly connected to your vote. What is BMC and its budget? The BMC is Mumbai's municipal government. For the financial year 2024 to 2025, it has an annual budget of about 59,954.75 crore rupees, the largest of any civic body in India. To put this in perspective, this is far bigger than the budgets of many smaller states in India, and it is spent only within the BMC area of Mumbai. So, we're talking about a massive government just for Mumbai city, with a budget that directly touches every lane, every building, every household. Population and electoral geography. Who does this budget serve? Let's talk about the people and the way Mumbai is divided for elections. Mumbai has over 21.6 million people in its urban area, making it one of the most densely populated cities on earth. The BMC governs Greater Mumbai, which is divided into 227 electoral wards, and each ward elects one corporator to represent local issues. If we take around 21.6 million people and divide them by 227 wards, each corporator roughly represents close to 95,000 people when you consider residents and around 50 to 70,000 registered voters, depending on the area. So one corporator isn't just one local politician. That one seat is the voice of tens of thousands of voters and nearly a lakh residents. 5-year term and why it matters. BMC corporators have a 5-year term. For 5 full years, they influence local development works, budgets, and priorities in your ward. Whether your road is finally repaired, whether your area gets a new health centre, or whether drainage work actually finishes before monsoon, these are decisions that play out over that same 5-year cycle. Ward-to-ward disparities. When you travel from one part of Mumbai to another, it can feel like two different cities. Why does one ward look better maintained than another?
Take G North Ward as an example.
With a population of around 5.9 lakh residents and high daily garbage generation, over 700 tonnes per day. In such a dense ward, the corporators' priorities, whether they push for road repairs, drainage improvements, or public health facilities, directly shape the quality of daily life for hundreds of thousands of people. Where corporators are active and residents vote in large numbers, you usually see better follow-up on projects and more pressure on the administration. Where voter turnout is low, the urgency often drops, and so do services. What does BMC actually do? Let's break down the key responsibilities of the BMC. What are the top areas where this budget is actually used? Broadly, the BMC is responsible for your water supply, roads and footpaths, drainage and foot control, public health facilities, and solid waste management. It also spends on education through municipal schools, firefighting services, gardens, and major infrastructure projects like bridges and flyovers within the city.
Mumbai is often compared to Bengaluru and Ahmedabad. How does our civic budget stack up against theirs? Just to give Mumbaikars a sense of how other municipal corporations function, Ramrajya strives to provide you with a detailed and objective insight. For 2024-25, Bengaluru's BBMP presented a budget of about 12,371 crore rupees, and Ahmedabad's AMC proposed around 10,801 crore rupees, later revised to over 12,262 crore rupees. Mumbai's BMC budget, at nearly 60,000 crore rupees, is several times larger, reflecting its massive population and more intense infrastructure demands. The key takeaway is not that one city is better than another, but that Mumbai's civic decisions affect a huge number of people and a very large pool of money. That pushes up the stakes of every single BMC election. What is your one vote worth? When you press that button on voting day, you're not just choosing a corporator. You are deciding how more than lakh rupees will be used in your name over the next 5 years. This is not exaggeration. This is the real story of Mumbai's BMC budget and the true value of your one vote. India's richest civic body. Mumbai's Brihanmumbai Municipal Corporation is India's richest civic body. In 2022 to 2023, its budget was around 46,000 crore rupees. By 2025 to 2026, that number rose to over 74,000 crore rupees. This is bigger than the annual budgets of many Indian states. And remember, this money does not fall from the sky. It comes from citizens and businesses through taxes, fees, and public charges. What one term could spend. Now look at what happens over one full elected term. If the current growth rate of approximately 24% per annum continues, from 2026 to 2027 to 2030 to 31, the BMC could spend around 7,46,000 crore rupees in just 5 years. That entire amount will be planned, approved, and executed by elected corporators, bodies, and standing committees. This is the financial scale of one municipal term. 1 crore voters, huge responsibility. Mumbai has approximately 1 crore 3 lakh registered voters. Now divide the projected 5-year spending by the number of registered voters. The result is powerful. Each vote is associated with roughly 7 to 7.5 lakh rupees of civic expenditure over one term. Let that sink in. Your single vote represents control over more than 7 lakh rupees of public money. This is the core idea to remember. How your vote becomes services. It is a simple chain. Your vote elects a corporator and a party. They influence budget discussions and committees. Those decisions decide where money is actually spent. On your road, in your ward, on your local hospital, school, water line or garbage collection system. The cost of not voting. Now ask yourself, what if you don't vote? The budget does not disappear. The money is still spent. The only difference is this. Someone else decides how your 7 lakh rupees are used. Non-voters still face broken roads, flooding, poor hospitals and bad services. And in low turnout elections, each vote that is cast controls even more money in practice. Not voting does not make you neutral, it makes you powerless. Choose who guards your 7 lakh. So how should you choose? Think of it this way. You are appointing someone to guard your 7 lakh rupees. Ask simple questions. Do they have a clear written plan for your ward? Do they have a track record of honesty, not just speeches? Will they commit to publishing yearly ward report cards? Will they be accessible, available to citizens regularly? If a candidate cannot explain how they will protect and use your money, they do not deserve your vote. Remember this number. On polling day, more than 7 lakh rupees per vote over 5 years. Use it wisely. Do not waste it. Because when you step into that booth, you are not just voting. You are deciding how your city's future will be funded. Choose carefully.
So, you saw it? What do you feel? There you go. Smell the coffee. And yes, the more you feel responsible for your city, the better it would be. The last thing which I wanted to tell you. As per the voting pattern of Mumbai, it does only 49% on the election day. The voter turnout is only 49%. In other words, what it literally boils down to is out of 2 persons or 2 registered voters, only 1 goes to the poll. And if that's the situation, your notional vote of 7.5 lakhs will be, you got it right, 15 lakhs is the power of your vote. See that you exercise it, see that you do what you're supposed to do, be a good democratic subject. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.